Mughal administration in Odisha. During the Afghan period, no change in the administration took place, as they were always busy in fighting with the Mughals. They only confined themselves in collecting revenue. But the Mughals introduced some changes in the administration, particularly revenue administration. Under them, Odisha was divided into two political zones. The princely states, mostly hilly, which were ruled by the tributary chiefs and rajas, were called Garjats. Besides that, the areas in coastal belt under the direct administration of the Mughals were called as Mughal area. The Mughals introduced an efficient administrative system. The Mughal officers discharged their duties and responsibilities according to the Mughal administrative system. Sarkars in Mughal administration. The Mughals introduced an elaborate system of administration in Odisha. Todarmal divided Odisha into 5 Sarkars in 1582 AD. Namely, Jaleswar Sarkar, extending from river Roopnarayan to Budhbalanga, Bhadrak Sarkar, extending from river Budhbalanga to Brahmani, Katak Sarkar, extending from river Brahmani to Chilika Lake, Kalingadandapat, South Odisha, and Rajmundry, North Andhra. Revenue administration of the Mughals. The prime motive of the Mughals was to get a huge amount of revenue from Odishan soil. Keeping that end in view, Todarmal, the great revenue minister of Akbar, introduced his bandobast settlement in Odisha, which was famous as Tankhavahratmi. Accordingly, Odisha was divided into two parts, the Mughal Bandi and Garjat. The area which remained under the direct administration of the Mughals was called Mughal Bandi. The Garjats were the area which remained under the direct administration of the native kings, who submitted to the Mughals by paying a fixed annual peshkash. This settlement acknowledged the hereditary chiefs of the Garjats as hereditary fiefs in Zamindari tenure. Raja Man Singh gave a final shape to this system of Todarmal in 1593 AD. The Raja of Khurda held a key position among the Zamindars of Odisha. Under him were 30 small Zamindars. Very famous among them were the Zamindars of Baki, Dampada, Badamba, Tijiria, Narsinghpur, Athgad, Angul, Talcher, Khandapda, Ranpur, Daspalla, Ghumsar, etc. Revenue administration by Aurangzeb. A change in the revenue administration of Odisha drastically took place during the reign period of Aurangzeb. In 1728 AD, Murshid Quli Khan introduced a new system in Odisha known as Jama Kamal. In this settlement, the rate was specified in terms of Kauri currency. During his time, Odisha was divided into 12 Sarkars, nearly equal to 258 Mahals. Revenue officers of the Mughals. Among the revenue officers of the Mughals, the Chaudharis, Mukaddams, and Kwanangos played dominant role in revenue collection. Misappropriation of the revenue was rampant. As the Mughals remained at Delhi, far away from Odisha, they could not cast their eyes on the revenues collected. Under this circumstance, it was quite natural of being misappropriated. Other officers in Mughal administration. The Mughal revenue administration divided Odisha into Sarkars, which were again divided into Mahals. The Mahals were again subdivided into taluks, and Mauja was the last unit of revenue division under the Mughals. The head of the Sarkar was Faujdar. Chaudhary became the head of Mahal, Talukdar became the head of the Taluk, and the head of the Mauji was Mukuddam. Administration in Garjat states. In the Garjat administration, however, very little changes were made. The feudatory kings were called Zamindars. The head of the Gad was conferred with the title of Quilader. By frequent transfer of governors, the Mughals put a check on the officers associated with the administration of Odisha. This Mughal model of administration was followed subsequently by others, to a greater extent, in Odisha. Attitude towards the religions of Odisha. Though, in the field of religion, Mughal administration had taken a tolerant view during Akbar and Shah Jahan's period, this was not the same during Aurangzeb's regime. He was a hardcore Sunni Muslim, and he wanted to deal with the Hindu subjects of Odisha's scorn and contempt. He imposed pilgrim tax upon the Hindus who visited the temple of God Jagannath. Jadunath Sarkar, in his book, History of Aurangzeb, mentions about the temple destruction order of Aurangzeb to be implemented in Odisha as such. The emperor, learning from news letters of the province of Odisha that at the village of Tilkuti at Medinpura temple has been newly built, he issued his august mandate for its destruction and the destruction of all the temples built anywhere in this province by the worthless infidels. Therefore you are commanded with extreme urgency that immediately on the receipt of this letter you should destroy the above-mentioned temples. Every idol house built during the last 10 or 12 years, whether with brick or clay, should be demolished without delay. Also do not allow the crushed Hindus and the infidels to repair their old temples. Reports of the destruction of the temples should be sent to the court under the seal of the Quzis and attested by pious sheikhs. This clearly shows that Aurangzeb ordered for the destruction of newly built temples. It further suggests that the building of new temples should be stopped in Odisha. During his reign period, the administration of the temple of God Jagannath at Puri got a setback and some festivals of the temple could not be performed in proper time. Aurangzeb championed the cause of the Muslims in Odisha. During his reign, huge lands were granted to the ulemas, Maulvis, holy men and downtrodden Muslims in Odisha. During his reign period, Sheikh Abul Khor of Golpara and Sheikh Barkhudar of Cuttack received Madadimash, grant of land for religious purposes, lands. So, this is the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. To get the note of this video, scan the above QR code or check description to get the link. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day.